Hello, good morning, all of you. This is the part 22 of chemical coordination and integration. Okay, in this part, we are going to learn very important topic and the last topic, that is mechanism of hormonal functioning. Okay, we are going to learn here two mechanisms. One is the membrane bound receptor mechanism, another one intracellular receptor mechanism. Okay, if you observe this figure here, this is the plasma membrane of the cell. Okay, on this cell there is a specific receptor for a specific hormone. Okay, receptor lies in the plasma membrane. This is the membrane bound receptor. If you observe this cell, the receptor is in the cytoplasm and sometimes receptor may be in the nucleus. Okay, most of the intracellular receptors are nuclear receptors. Okay, now let us see water soluble hormones. Water soluble hormone generally they bind to the receptor which is present on the plasma membrane. Amine hormones, epinephrine or epinephrine, peptide hormone, ADH and oxytocin, protein hormone, insulin, glucagon, parathyroid hormone and glycoprotein hormone, FSH, LH, TSH. Okay, these are water soluble hormones. Water soluble hormones cannot go inside. Okay, they cannot go inside because okay, they are this is made of the plasma membrane is made up of lipids. Okay, lipids and proteins. Okay, these are not able to, as these are larger molecules and therefore they cannot pass through this membrane, and that's why they bind to this membrane bound receptor, plasma membrane bound receptor. And lipid soluble hormones, let us see what are they. Amine hormones, thyroid hormone T3 and T4. Here amine hormones epinephrine, norepinephrine are water soluble, whereas these amine hormones T3 and T4 are lipid soluble. Very important that one. Next, steroid hormone, aldosterone and cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Okay, these all are these all are lipid soluble hormones. Okay, remember here I told you one trick here to remember. Thyroid ID is there, steroid ID is there, and next one lipid ID is there. Okay, these are the these hormones are these are what are these lipid soluble hormones? Thyroid, steroid, lipid. Now let us see membrane bound receptor hormone mechanism. Okay, to understand this one, first of all you should know what is receptor, what is G protein, what is adenylate cyclase, what is protein A kinase, what is phosphorylase. Okay, receptor. Okay, receptor is a chemically protein which bonds with the plasma membrane, and hormone binds with receptor, and receptors are very specific for hormone. Okay, every hormone has a one specific receptor. Specific hormone has a specific receptor. Okay, hormone binds with they give in statements. Okay, which are the following is true or false about the receptor. Receptor is a protein, it bonds with plasma membrane. Hormone binds with the receptor. Okay, you can see here hormone bound with the receptor, and specific hormone has a specific receptor. That's about receptor. Now let us talk about what is this one? G protein. Okay, G protein means globular protein. Okay, G protein you can see here. Okay, this is the membrane bound receptor. We discussed about this one. Now I am coming to this part, G protein. And G protein is a globular protein and it binds with the plasma membrane. You can see here it bound with the plasma membrane, and it is activated. If it is activated, it can move. Okay, when it is activated, it can move. Okay, again I repeat. Okay, we complete this part, receptor which is a protein and bonds with the plasma membrane, and hormone binds with the receptor, and specific hormone has a specific receptor. Okay, now come to the next part, what we are talking about now. G protein, globular protein, it binds with the plasma membrane, and if it is activated, it can move. If it is activated, it can move. Now come to adenylate cyclase. Okay, adenylate cyclase. Now we are talking about this part, adenylate cyclase. Okay, what is the adenylate cyclase? Is inactive enzyme. It is inactive enzyme, binds to the plasma membrane. It is inactive enzyme, binds with the plasma membrane. Okay, now come to the next one, protein A kinase. Protein A kinase, inactive enzyme in the cytoplasm. Okay, this is present in cytoplasm. Protein A kinase. protein A kinase, it is inactive, it is also inactive, but it is in the plasma membrane, but this is in cytoplasm. Okay, in the cytoplasm. Next one, phosphorylase. Okay, now let us talk about this one, phosphorylase. Okay, inactive enzyme in cytoplasm. It is inactive enzyme in cytoplasm. Inactive enzyme in cytoplasm. It is also inactive enzyme, but it is binds with the plasma membrane. Okay, G protein also binds with the plasma membrane. It is also binds with the plasma membrane. It is a globular protein. Okay, if it is also inactivated, if it is activated, it can move. It binds with the plasma membrane in the cytoplasm. It is inactive in the cytoplasm. Okay, first you should know these 5 components. What this one, receptor. Okay, this one, G protein, adenylate cyclase, and what in the next one, protein A kinase and phosphorylase. Where is this one? Where is this one? It is in cytoplasm. Where is this one? It is in cytoplasm. It is inactive enzyme. It is also inactive enzyme. It is also inactive enzyme, but it binds with the plasma membrane. Now let us see the mechanism. Now it is easy for you to understand mechanism as you have already learned these all things. Epinephrine binds with the receptor. Okay, I have started with the receptor. Now you can see the epinephrine. Epinephrine is what type of hormone? Is it water soluble or lipid soluble? Epinephrine you learnt in a water soluble. Therefore it cannot pass through this membrane. Okay, now it is bound. It binds with this receptor and causes the formation of hormone receptor complex. Now what formed here? HRC, hormone receptor complex formed here. Okay, epinephrine first bound with, okay, bonds epinephrine binds with receptor, and what formed here? HRC, hormone receptor, okay, complex. Now GTP binds with the G protein. You can see here, this is the GTP, guanosine triphosphate, like adenosine triphosphate and guanosine triphosphate have the same amount of energy. 1 ATP is equal to 1 GTP. Now the GTP molecule binds with the G protein. Okay, GTP binds with the G protein. Now the G protein moves, okay, and attaches to the adenylate cyclase. They move if it is activated. I told you when I was explaining here, if it is activated, it can move. Now GTP binds to G protein. Now it is activated. G protein moves. You can see here. Okay, this is the G protein, this is GTP. These two together move. They have come here. Okay, GTP binds with the G protein. G protein moves and attaches to the adenylate cyclase. Adenylate cyclase is activated. Now adenylate cyclase, I told you earlier, it was inactive enzyme. Now it is activated. Okay, ATP is converted to, now the ATP is converted to, okay, ATP is converted to C, okay, cyclic adenosine monophosphate. ATP is converted to cyclic, okay, ATP is converted to cyclic AMP by removing 2-phosphate. ATP, you know already, everyone knows that. Okay, ATP adenosine triphosphate, ADP adenosine diphosphate, AMP adenosine monophosphate. It has 3 phosphate, 2 phosphate, 2. That means when ATP becomes AMP, that means it lost 2 proteins. Okay, ATP is converted to, now adenylate cyclase is activated. Now the adenylate cyclase, it is here, it is converting, adenylate cyclase, it is converting ATP into CAMP, which is the second messenger. This is the first messenger, very important. It was asked in previous exam. It is the hormone is the first messenger here. Okay, this first messenger is not able to cross the membrane. That's why here it is sending the information through another messenger called second messenger, cyclic AMP. You learnt other second messengers earlier, inositol triphosphate, calcium ions also. For some enzyme they can act as secondary messengers. Now it is activated, it is activating the, now cyclic AMP is activating protein A kinase. The other second messengers are, now ATP is converted to CAMP, removing 2 phosphates. Okay, cyclase adenosine monophosphate, cyclic adenosine monophosphate, cyclic adenosine monophosphate is the second messenger. Other second messengers are inositol triphosphate and calcium ions, very important one. It acts on the behalf of hormone. Hormone is not able to come inside directly. That's why the second messenger is acting on the behalf of hormone. For example, there is a once a movie actor or someone has got one prize, but when the awards are distributed by president or movie someone prime minister, okay, at that time that actor is hospitalized. Okay, instead of that person, his wife, okay, went to that award ceremony and she collected the award. Okay, here also, as the hormone is not able to pass through the plasma membrane, now on the behalf of that hormone, who is carrying that message? Second messenger. Okay, the hero is the first messenger, his wife is second messenger. Okay, regulates the chemical reaction. Now this second messenger, it regulates the chemical reaction in the cell. And now CAMP activates protein A kinase. Protein A kinase, we learned that one here. CAMP, C activates the protein A kinase. Then what happens? The protein A kinase activates phosphorylase. Protein A kinase activates the phosphorylase. Now this phosphorylase enzyme, actually it is first inactive. I told you here, phosphorylase inactive. Phosphorylase is inactive enzyme in cytoplasm. Now it is activated by whom? Protein A kinase activating the phosphorylase. Now it converting glycose into glucose 6-phosphate. Then the glucose phosphate is converted to glucose 6-phosphate is converted to glucose. Why this entire mechanism is happen? Okay, you know that epinephrine is involved in glucose metabolism. Here the glycogen, which is generally stored in skeletal muscles and liver, is converted to glucose, because epinephrine is a emergency hormone, fight or flight or fright hormone. For example, one person is afraid of snake and he is very close to the snake, he is afraid of snake, he is running away from it. At that time he needs more glucose molecules. Now at that emergency situations, your adrenal medulla releases epinephrine. That epinephrine, finally what is it doing? It is causing the release of several glucose molecules. Therefore, okay, your body gets energy, sufficient energy. Okay, that's the end of this part, mechanism of hormone action, which is membrane bound. And in the next part I will cover the NCERT, what is given in the NCERT textbook.